Medfit Rehab founder Joanne James is a medical exercise specialist. Medfit Rehab, restoring strength and movement, making a difference in people's lives. 647-259-5481. MedfitRehab.com. Joanne James, medical exercise specialist for over 25 years and founder of Medfit Rehab, says exercise is medicine whenever possible, and it's especially true when it comes to osteoporosis prevention or management. James says that our bones are alive and need to be stimulated. When the muscle contracts, when we apply force against our bones, they build. Medfit Rehab, ensuring the best in post-rehab functional conditioning services. Medfit Rehab, 647-259-5481, medfitrehab.com. Okay, Michelle Gillis is joining us this morning. Michelle, how are you this morning? Nice to have you back.
Thanks, Zelda. And before we get started, I'd just like to wish you and your listeners a very happy new year on behalf of myself and Medfit Rehab.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, this is a question that I've never heard before, and I am sure that you have an answer that's appropriate. How?
Oh, you know I do.
Yeah, I mean, okay, people, listen up. Get your ears really sharp for this. How is house dust related to your weight?
Yep. Any guesses?
It pollutes the air, and that in turn is I don't know.
Well, you're getting there. Yeah, so the question that's being asked by researchers is, can dust make us fat? Or what I thought of was, how much more vacuuming am I going to have to do, Anyway,
Incredible.
those oh-so-cute dust bunnies contain fat that spur human fat cells to grow. So they turn on a protein, and they slow down our metabolism. One of the study's lead authors is an environmental chemist who is always looking at the types of molecules, the type of substances that are in our everyday lives. And she, of course, wants to remind us that the findings are preliminary, and it's not a way to or a reason to get concerned or use it as a weight loss method. But the question then remains is, how on earth does the dust that's usually found on the floor affect us? Three main ways. One, when you're using cooking oils, it can spew some fat into the air. And the big one is hair and skin cells that we and our darling pets shed, and also things that our products, our furniture is made with, like flame retardants. All these things get into our environment and essentially shed, right? And that's how, and it's airborne, so it gets into us. Now, of course, other interesting questions are, our pets, and for example, young children who tend to be on the floor a lot more. Is the impact on them going to be any greater? For that, we don't know, but I'll certainly keep you abreast of any new details. But that is, if you want to think about it, it reminds us that everything is related. Nothing on this planet is not related to something else. And so our dust is actually related potentially to our weight and our health.
Okay, so the point is that, cleaning your house often, and you know what else? Because we have natural people on the show, like homeopaths or naturopaths, they tell you not to use sprays, okay? Even if I was going to buy, say, a Lysol spray, or I was going to buy don't ever use Raid or any of these things, because these are pollutants that go into your air, and they cause a lot of problems as well with skin and things.
Well, that's true, but there's also a lot of healthy alternatives. There's a lot of companies out there now that you can, like the ubiquitous air freshener and things like that, you can buy healthier versions. We've known for a long time, I think, that aerosol sprays are not good. And I mean, the thing is, you on one hand, you think, oh my God, what on earth can I actually do or buy without endangering my health?
Yeah, that's exactly it, right.
But, the best you can do is just go about your business, keep a reasonable head about ourselves, keep our stuff clean, and, kind of hope for the best. But like I said, this is just an example of the kind of work that's being done in our world right now. We're researching all sorts of things, and you never quite know what's going to have an impact or a greater impact than something else.
Well, I think that, soap and water, the old thing, soap and water, vinegar
and
lemon oil, stuff like that,
that
doesn't really have any bad repercussions, are what our grandparents used and whatever, and that's what we should be doing as well. But we've got into the habit of using so many artificial ways that, we're coming up with so many problems.
Well, yeah. I mean, good old, like you said, good, stuff that our parents and grandparents used. Baking soda, vinegar, lemon juice, all these things are actually
I meant lemon juice. I said lemon oil. I didn't mean that. Yeah, okay.
The thing is, it's fantastic, though, because if you spend any time on the internet now, these are being things that people are blogging about and talking about these new ways to clean your home to save the environment. It's, everything goes around, comes around, right?
Well, I just think that, keeping things clean, dusting frequently instead of letting dust pile up, all of that has to be for the good. And, of course, getting the proper information and assistance from Medfit Rehab, that is one of the most important things as well.
I must agree with you there, yes.
Okay, so there's so much coming up on the show. There's so many things that you can teach us, so many things that you can help us with. I think, most people think they can do it alone, and they find out in the long run that it would have been less expensive to go with the expert than to take it on and then at the end have to do the whole thing over again, right?
Well, sure. Well, yeah, and again, as we've talked about before, education is one of a big mandate. We don't want people to be completely dependent on us. It's like you teach your children to be independent. But what we do, like you hinted at, is we want to save people a lot of time, energy, stress, because we can kind of make sense of this type of research and others that are maybe more day-to-day related in terms of how to exercise well, how to keep your joints supple, how to keep your brain clear, and all these things that affect your quality of life. There are better ways to do it sometimes. And unfortunately, everyone has I think most people have the intention of wanting to do the absolute best for themselves and their families, but we get into habits. And what was a good thing 5, 10, 20 years ago may not be the best thing you could be doing now. So we just want to help people, keep them aware, keep them empowered, and make a healthier.
All right. Well, world. I think you're absolutely right. I thank you very much. We will be back. We'll be back on Sunday with Michelle, and then Wednesday again after the 2-day holiday after Rosh Hashanah. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us, Michelle.
You're very welcome.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Joanne James, founder and medical exercise specialist of Medfit Rehab, will improve your overall health through medical exercise. Contact Joanne James, 647-259-5481, medfitrehab.com.